When you were partying, I studied the blade. When you were having premarital sex, I mastered the okizeme. While you wasted your days at the lab in pursuit of combos, I cultivated game awareness. And now that the game is unbalanced and the soul mains are at the gate, you have the audacity to come to me for help? Chipp Zanuff is what happens when you give the middle school kid who wears their Nezuko print hoodie in Arizona sun enough Ritalin to turn a horse into BoJack Horseman. My favorite white boy from the good old US of A has some of the most compelling gameplay, so much so that while recording footage for him, I genuinely considered having him replace Kai and Baiken as my second. Chipp gives you all the power in the world, but you can't use it correctly because you're distracted every 30 seconds by something new. So if ADHD is ruining your work ethic, if you cry at night because your anime waifu isn't real, and are tired of people mashing block, then this meth addict of a weeaboo is the character for you. So allow me to give you my recommendation for President Chipp. Riddle me this. If I paid $60 plus DLC to play a fighting game, then why am I not pressing the fighting buttons? Checkmate, liberal. Chipp destroys opponent with facts and oki. The Chipp game plan consists of playing the game more than your opponent. Pressure more than your opponent, mix more than your opponent, press more buttons than your opponent. His pressure consists of resets where, instead of doing full pressure strings, will stop to restart new ones. Due to his low recovery on most of his moves, he can do it pretty good. His Rekka is also big plan in that. With their generous delay cancels, you can trap up your opponent by slowly doing your Rekka, or you can just cancel it and go for a command grab instead. His DP and his 3-frame option, he can get out of pressure himself pretty well. But you may be asking yourself, Old Reliable, how are you doing? The answer is not well, because my little white boy dies after a stiff breeze. So encountering anyone who knows this matchup terrifies me. I'm going to take this time to talk about his reversal super, because whoo boy. Now, he's not fully invincible, but he dashes across the screen, which can cross up and punish axles from full screen for pressing a button. Only issue is that you die to a projectile. If this cutscene doesn't sell you on Chipp, I don't know what will. Chipp Zanuff aesthetically is pretty rad. A great mix between corny ninja and someone who looks like they know what they're doing makes him an absolute treat. Not to mention it looks like Chipp's been dry scooping creatine since the last game, cause look at those obliques. Second greatest part about Chipp is his lore. From a meth addict working for the mafia, to being trained by a ninja master, to having a scene where his master dies tragically in his arms, to fighting the organization that killed his master only to realize that revenge is not the way, to then overrunning South Africa and turning it into his private kingdom where he teaches Japanese history that is wrong. This man is a giga-chat. His theme, Play the Hero, is the best 90s sounding motivational music that perfectly encapsulates the ideals Chipp has. The song's about being a hero, and to Chipp, being a hero is able to stand against all the atrocities of the world. Despite the motivational tone, it radiates with an eerie theme, that if even for a second you give up, the world will come crashing in on you, which not only perfectly fits his lore, but also his gameplay to a T. Also, shout out to this line for being the prayer that Chipp players recite every time they go for a Twitter clip. Overall, Chipp is very fun. It's like gambling, risking everything for a sick confirm or getting counter hit for 70% of your health. So if you're down to risk your life for one sick read and want to press button, Chipp is for you. Thank you all for watching. I've been Old Reliable. I'm glad you guys are liking the videos. It's been weird seeing how well received they've all been. So thanks for that. It means the world to me, really. Oh, and here's another rat.